First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Set, lady.
52's the mic. All day, every day, any day.
Lookity hut. Lookity hut.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
They're going to need some therapy after this. 11. Hey, watch your ship.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Watch the pass.
Hey, go 66.
Check back 34.
Bud.
I got you. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check him.
Now Brady. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Set, blue 60.
Come on, D. Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
50.
Okay, 9 is yours. Out. Mike 52.
Play action. Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
I got you.
To throw again. Stafford. It's complete to Jones. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep.
Omaha, ready, move.
Safety's creeping.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Second and goal from inside the 5. They'll try the air now with Stafford. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Set, 280.
Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Hatchet, hatchet.
21. Alert.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55.
Ready, hot.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. He'll buy some time right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually
it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Set, you lady.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
Check 52's the mark. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Kill.
Stay 50, stay 50.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Switch gears, switch gears.
Big 20.
52, Mike 52. Here we go, D. Here I come, here I come. Mike 52, Mike 52.
Stafford. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's 3rd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
72. Orbit. Cover.
On 2nd and 7, Brady. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Deshaun Hand able to record his 5th sack of the season. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's up.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 29. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner, forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. Prater's kick is good. And that will make our score 9-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll be in search of their initial points in the contest, trailing 9-0 as they begin with a 1st down.
Hey, Charlie. Rip.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Mike 34, Mike Alpha.
Mike 34, Mike 34. Scoop.
Throwing again. Brady eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Hey, check it. Hey, Alabama.
Throwing is Brady on third down. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 41. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
180.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Take 4. Shit.
Hey, Red.
And again this time to the tailback. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Second and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
Mike, 55.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. It's caught. Jones. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Stopped short, down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get all the way to the end zone. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal at the Texans' 1-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Carry. Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And that will make this a 16-point lead.
Next, the score, Lions 16, Texans nothing.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique, and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. The Lions on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is brought in at the 21. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw is Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
This is taken at the 15. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
11 yards there and a Lion first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Right back to him on first down. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
I'm coming. Whip. Watch the whip. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. From the 50, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Sam Martin now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Let's go deep,
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Brady. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Brady now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4.
Here we go. Check 24. Check 24.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Set. 250.
Check right.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So after the INT, it's Brady. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Well, they had held him pretty well in check, but if you recall back in the 1st quarter, you said they needed to avoid the big play. He finally gets loose.
And the thing about it, it doesn't have to be a bunch of big plays. Sometimes one big play can be enough. That's why it's tough to deal with a guy.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 16. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it. And
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Cleveland Farrell, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And the pressure gets to him again. Angelo Blackson in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he's going to go down again. Angelo Blackson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. To throw again, Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Brady. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Josh Jones. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 19-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Stafford. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now a handoff looking right. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Let's go.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. That'll bring up second down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford going for the deep ball. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They give him a gain of 37. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Open man is Galladay, complete. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way. Like,
Check the backer, check the backer. Slam.
middle.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Now it's Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will stretch the lead to 3 scores now at 19-0. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And let's pin the mirror.
Shadow. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike.
Bravo. Hold 50.
Come to my work.
Sugar. 72.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 23. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
The Lions take over first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Hey, yellow lady! Yellow lady!
After the interception, here's Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Throwing here, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.